Good afternoon, everybody. It's Chad from Six Blog. So earlier today I posted a couple of videos of my backpack and the gear that's inside the backpack laid out, talking about I'm getting ready to go on a hike next week. A couple of people has asked me about some of the gear. One person just messaged me a while ago and said, hey, would you mind sharing a video? So I just want to take a minute and post a video on the gear that's inside the pack. Just so you know, I'm planning on finishing up the Appalachian Trail into Damascus, Virginia, which is going to be great. It's going to put me finishing up Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, finally into Virginia. I'm planning on doing 50 miles in 2 days, so it's going to be kind of fast days. So I'm wanting to pack kind of light. Thankfully, the weather, it's going to be the end of June when I go, so basically the weather is just ideal as far as bringing basically nothing with me. Now, take that your own way. I'm not suggesting you take nothing to go out backpacking. Anybody that's watching this, I'm not suggesting you take the things that I'm taking with me to go out backpacking. These are just the things that I'm going to be taking with me, and I'm taking these things based on my past experiences in areas near where I'm going to be and at this time of the year. More than once I can remember laying there on a June and July night, just laying there and nothing but my underwear and just completely sweating and just not being able to get comfortable. So I'm kind of basing things on what I know. So just take that for what it is. But real quick, like I said, it's just going to be 2 days. It's going to be 1 night, 2 days, 25-mile days, both days. I'm expecting the temperatures to be high 60s at night, 80s, 90s during the day. Who knows about rain? So we'll just see. So anyway, so what I've got here is the Z-Packs Extra Small Zero. Of course, Z-Packs don't sell the Zeros anymore, but this is one that I still have. And I'm really glad I decided to keep it. I was real close to selling it a while back, but I decided I wanted to keep it. Of course, they don't offer these backpacks anymore. They have the Nero, as well as several other backpacks, but they do not offer this backpack anymore. Like I said, this is the Extra Small Zero. The only option that this bag has is the front mesh pocket. One option that I included myself once I got it was I'd put a sternum strap on it, just because these straps are Cuban fiber, and Cuban fiber is kind of a slick material, and I've noticed that it'll kind of slide off my shoulder, so I had to put a sternum strap just to kind of help keep those together. Also, just so you know, my base pack weight of this is going to be 4.95 pounds. I'll have a link taking you to my Google Docs page if you want to look at everything that's in there a little more detailed. Total weight I'm expecting to be no more than 11 pounds, probably about 10.5 pounds. That's going to be food, fuel, and water. So yeah, that's it. One thing, I will have my Gatorade bottles. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I generally carry my water bottles on my shoulder straps. So I'll have 2 Gatorade 20-ounce bottles hanging on each of my straps here, and that's going to be my water. So real quick, let me just go ahead and take everything out of here. Of course, this is a cinch top pack. So in the front here, I just have a 2-liter Sawyer squeeze bag. This is going to be a dirty bag. I'll fill it up, filter water into my Gatorade bottles throughout the day, and then at night I can fill that up to bring water to camp with me. And then, of course, I just have my Sawyer mini water filter. I've got my Zebra Light H51 headlamp. And then this is a Deuce of Spades potty trowel. I have 2 MSR carbon core stakes and 2 of Rudilicurus Sorex stakes in here. I've got 4 stakes. I figure if any of those stakes break, I can just use a tree. I can get a limb or something from a tree, but I don't think they're going to break. Who knows? I've never had any issues with the MSR carbon cores. Then, of course, I've got toilet paper, some Germex, and some Gold Bond powder. I've got a light trail liner, lining everything else that's inside the bag. This is my food bag. The only thing I don't have in here yet is going to be like my cheeses and stuff like that. Just so you know, I'm having Pop-Tarts for breakfast. I've got protein powder, Nido milk, and coffee, iced coffee mixed. That's going to also be for my breakfast. I've got espresso beans, And then I've got a ton of bars and just all kind of that stuff. As far as my dinner, I'm going to eat the cheesy beans and rice with Frito shells. I'm going to do that for my one dinner. And then I have some honey sticks. I have some cord to hang the food bag at night. So that's all that. This is my ditty bag. I've just got miscellaneous items in here. I've got some earbuds so I can listen to my phone at night. I've got a Anchor charger in here. Now I've got my first aid kit, my repair kit. I've got just, you know, miscellaneous items that you would find in that. This is my ditty bag. That's all listed on the Google Docs link, which we posted below. Now a lot of people's asked me about my tarp or my hammock. This is the hammock setup that I'm bringing. Craig Smith made this for me. He's one of my good buddies. He made this for me a while back. This is made out of Dutch Ware's Nylon D 1.0 material, single layer hammock. But anyway, I have on this, let's see, what do I have? I have 2 of the 8-foot Kevlar straps from Dutch, and I have 2-foot Amsteel whoopee loops on each end of this hammock. And basically I use, I think it's called the sheep bend knot. That's basically how I hang the hammock. All of this is 9.2 ounces, so that's really awesome. This is the tarp I'm using. This is a SUL nylon tarp from Appalachian Hammock. They sent this to me some time back. I used it a couple of times. Pretty nice little tarp. It's not the lightest tarp, but it's got a pretty good bit of coverage underneath it. I also have a full-length ridgeline. I bought this from Whoopee Slings years ago when I first decided to try a hammock. I think it was around 2011. But it's a full-length ridgeline. One end, it's got something like a bone knot thing. You just kind of wrap the cord around it and pull it through. And then the other end's got a figure 9 eyes thing or something like that. And like I say, it's a full-length ridgeline. It's got the prussics on it, or it may, I don't know, I can't remember if it's got prussics or if it's got the little carabiners, but soft prussics or soft beaners or whatever. So I can actually shift the tarp on the full-length ridgeline. And that's what's really cool. I can go ahead and throw up my hammock, throw my tarp up, and if it's not centered perfect, I don't have to worry about readjusting my lines. I can just actually slide the tarp over. And then like I say, there's 4 tie-out points. I'll use my 4 stakes to guy out those corners. Good to go. I think this is just over 16 ounces with everything that I just said I have with it, not counting the stakes. Next I have, this is my Light Trail cook kit. I did not put the hot lips in here because I don't plan on drinking any coffee. Otherwise, you can check out, I have a post on the Light Trail cook kit on my blog. You can check it out. It's got all the weights. I can't remember the weight right off the top of my head, but again, it's listed on the Google Doc spreadsheet. But anyway, it's the Light Trail cook kit. It's 550 milliliter pot with no handles. I have a do-it-yourself Reflectix cozy. It's just around the edges of the pot. It's not on the bottom or the top. I also have a carbon fiber lid from Ruta Lacura. Then, of course, the titanium windscreen, 2 paper clips, the Esbit stove that folds out. It's the wing stove or whatever. I have that in here. And some matches, and then I'm only bringing, I've got a 4-gram Esbit tab, and then a half of another 4 gram. So I'm only bringing 6 grams of Esbit. That's the cool thing about that cheesy beans and rice meal. It doesn't really require a lot of cooking. I'm really just going to kind of heat it up, just so that it kind of helps the beans and the rice and stuff absorb the water and rehydrate. But not really cooking. I'm still going to have to wash the pot out, though, because I will eat out of the pot. So anyway, I'm getting pretty close to done. Last thing is the Light Trail, or not Light Trail. This is my Enlightened equipment. It's a 50-degree quilt. I call this the carrot quilt because it's orange. Tim, actually from Enlightened Equipment, actually made this for me as a custom thing several years ago. There's a whole story about that. But anyway, he made this for me. It's the Gen 1 M50 is the shell. It uses 2.5 ounce square yard Climate Shield Apex as the insulation. And then it has buttons about midway up to close the foot box. It's got a drawstring on the foot box. And then it's got a button to snap around the neck. But anyway, this is probably rated to about 50 degrees or so. Some nights maybe a little warmer, some nights maybe a little cooler. you know, it just depends on all those variables that affect how warm you stay at night. But anyway, that's that. Nice thing is it's only like 11.5 ounces for a synthetic quilt, so that's really cool. And then, like I said, I have the Light Trail pack liner, and then the Z-Packs Extra Small Zero. And just so you know, the way I have this backpack configured, with the little loops here for the Gatorade bottles, the sternum strap I added, and then of course the two elastic shock cords at the bottom to help hold the Gatorade bottles, and the front pocket, it comes in at 4.9 ounces. 4.9 ounces for a backpack's not a bad weight. I'm sure there are lighter, but there's definitely heavier too. But like I said, I'm only planning on carrying 11 pounds at the max in this. If anything, if the pack gets heavier, it's going to be because I'll have to carry a little extra water for a dry stretch. But I think we've kind of been getting pretty good rain lately. So I don't think that there's going to be too many dry stretches I'll have to worry about. But anyway, that will be the only way that I would end up carrying more weight in this. I have had to do that before because I have used this backpack before. But all I do is I'll just take everything out of this front pocket, put it inside the pack because I really have plenty of room, and just put my full Sawyer bag outside here. And I can tell a little bit of difference in it, but you know, it's not that big of a difference. So anyway, that's the gear that I'm carrying. If you have any more comments or questions about it, just post it below. I'll do my best to get back to you. And I appreciate you watching. See you next time.